Misinformation about vaccines spreading in the U.S. is now popping up on cell phones across India, hindering programs from distributing vaccinations. As a result, dozens of schools have refused to let health officials vaccinate students. The one Indian court ordered a halt to the United Nations campaign to stop the spread of measles.
Officials say parents in India are getting the false information from Facebook groups in the U.S., and they also share videos from YouTube. So joining us now with the latest on this from India is tech and business reporter for the Wall Street Journal, Newly Purnell. Newly, thank you so much for joining us. This is so disturbing because we see what the impact of this sort of misinformation is having here in this country. I can't imagine what the concerns are for India. So why is this misinformation spreading? And this is stuff that's spreading on WhatsApp, and it's American-made stuff.
Yeah, that's right. Really, it comes down to one factor that explains a lot of this issue here in India, which is cost. The cost of mobile data has just plummeted in recent 2 or 3 years here, and the cost of smartphones has really fallen. So it used to be that most people didn't have smartphones, and if they did, they didn't want to pay a lot to get online. Now there are new cell phone carriers that are offering basically unlimited web access, mobile data access for just a couple dollars a month. Now, when all of these hundreds of millions of people get online, they're less interested in, say, Facebook, in Twitter, in Instagram, and really they want WhatsApp. It's like the default digital town square in India. It's simple to use. It's free. You use it to communicate with your grandparents, with your friends, with your colleagues, with the guy who owns the shop down the street. It's the app that everyone wants to be on to communicate, and we're seeing a lot of these rumors spread there.
So, Newly, how serious of an issue is the spread of measles in India, and how is this information impacting that spread?
Well, it's really serious. India has made a lot of progress in recent years with vaccination campaigns, and the overall rate of people getting vaccinated for measles and some other diseases is definitely rising. But about 110,000 people die every year from measles, and about a third of them are in India. So, you know, it's a country of 1.3 billion people. So you really need to make sure that you get the vaccination rate up high to prevent outbreaks. It's really a crucial place for the fight against these diseases globally.
So there's been a lot of conversation about websites like Facebook and what sort of responsibility they should take for the spread of misinformation. But WhatsApp is a different sort of setup. It's the way you know, it's an instant messaging thing. You only talk to the people that you know that are in your sort of WhatsApp circle. I was sort of trying to think, like, what could WhatsApp do to stop the spread? And is it even their responsibility?
Yeah, that's a great question. And unlike, say, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, where you might have public postings that you can see and ask to remove, one of the challenges with WhatsApp and misinformation that we've seen with this issue is that all the messages are encrypted between one another, so there's nothing public to try to remove. And now WhatsApp has taken a lot of steps here in India to try to curb the virality of some of this stuff. They've made it harder to forward information. You used to be able to forward it to unlimited numbers of groups. They've cut that down to 5. They've launched educational campaigns to try to teach people about dubious information and tell them not to spread it. And they've done some other technical tweaks to the app. They've labeled messages as being forward. One of the challenges is that when you receive these, especially for people who have limited digital literacy, you think, this is someone who I trust, and they just sent it to me. It's got to be true.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, that makes sense. I mean, to me, I thought it's almost the same as, you know, what maybe a telephone or an email account. And so do you blame the telephone or do you blame the email account because people are spreading misinformation or gossiping?
Yeah.
Not really,
but it's a tough question to answer.
Newly Purnell, thank you so much.
Thanks, Newly.